Cubs win again. Another close game, an impressive victory. We talk about it all right now.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Please support the show by following on your preferred audio platform, and you can watch, subscribe, and leave a comment on YouTube. Thanks so much for making us your first listen. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's episode is presented by Bird Dogs. Welcome back to Bird Dogs. Go to birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB or enter promo code LockedOnMLB for a free white tech hat with any order. I will be showing that later in the show. You won't want to take your Bird Dogs off. We promise you. And we also promise you that the Cubs, when they play close games this time of year, they're going to grind it out. They're going to fight. And lo and behold, more times than not over the last month, they have won more than they have lost these types of games as they even up the series with the Mets with a 3-2 win Tuesday. Mets got both of their runs via the Pete Alonso 2-run homer in the bottom of the first, but the Cubs answered back. We'll tell you how they did that. Jameson Taillon pitched well again, Sam, and the Cubs improved to 59-55. So much fun to be in this race for the playoffs.
Matt, you know me. These are the type of games I'm built for as a fan. These are the type of games that I define. And last week, while you were at Clark and Addison watching the Cubs-Reds game on a solo show, I talked about it. I said, and then in the Cubs-Reds crossover, I said, the Cubs are going to win the division if what? And my sentence was, if they could find a way to win these types of games more often than they have in the past. And that's exactly what they did today on Tuesday's game. First of all, you have to give start and end with Jameson Taillon. He gives up a 2-run home run to Pete Alonso, who the Cubs haven't figured out is the only threat in that lineup. And then he finishes his outing by retiring 16 straight. And when
That's crazy.
And when you're talking about why is this team doing this, you start with Bellinger. We talk Tauchman. We talk offense. We talk everybody. You cannot have that conversation without Jameson Taillon.
Right.
His return has basically canceled out Marcus Stroman becoming, a liability.
It has, and then some.
And then some. And then you get a solo home run from Bellinger, get you back in the game, get you a little momentum. And then you get a double from Gomes to tie the ball game, Yan Gomes. And then in the 8th inning, nobody on, 1 out.
Oh, here we go.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan Tauchman steps up to the dish and goes Oppo Taco to win the baseball game.
Crazy.
If you and all these people that say I'm overreacting continue to say that this man is
I haven't said that.
No, not you. I mean the commentator.
Oh.
Say I'm enough with the Tauchman stuff. No, I'm going to keep shoving it down everybody's throats.
Well, why would it? I don't see where the point where it would be enough.
As the Rockies take the lead in the 10th, in what do they call that stupid park now? American Family Insurance Field or something
like that.
Yeah. So things are happening. And then I just want to say one quick more thing before I toss it to you. The umpiring in this game was a disgrace. And all I'm going to say,
2 games in a row.
No, but here's the thing, Matt. This is what bothers me about it. The umpires are going to be bad. It's part of baseball. Here's what irks me. You know this and you don't like this, but you'll admit that it's true. The Cubs are very reliant on taking pitches, grinding out at bats, drawing walks, Tauchman, Bellinger, Candelario. They all are very reliant on deep counts and laying off borderline pitches. They grind at bats. And when all those guys are arguing about the umpire during the game and Ross is in the dugout picking a booger or chewing ice cubes or doing whatever he does because he doesn't want to argue, it bothers me. This isn't a good Samaritan contest. It's a baseball game. You get more calls when you chirp a little bit. I'm not asking you to get ejected every game. I'm just asking to defend your players. That's all.
Yeah, I don't expect anybody to get to Aaron Boone levels, even though I'm highly entertained.
No.
I don't know how appropriate that's getting, but you got to do something.
No, you just got to help your team. You just got to protect your players.
That's part of the game. You got to get out there occasionally.
Especially Morel, who's clearly being affected by it.
Yeah, right.
So
just a huge grinded out win. I think there's a couple names in there symbolically. Actually, all the names in there. Convenient. You actually cannot talk about them enough.
No.
Jameson Taillon has had a rebirth. Yan Gomes is a captain of the team, having a career offensively. Mike Tauchman saved the outfield at a time when their two corner guys
5-3 Colorado,
and their center fielder was injured.
Right.
And then the center fielder came back, Cody S. Bellinger, and plays not only Gold Glove defense at two positions, but he's been a star offensively.
Cody
so
and
all
Bellinger
the players today
for Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays.
Very nice. All the players today have been key cogs to the rebirth and the revival of this ball club. I'll be damned.
Oh boy.
If anybody tosses hate Taillon's way. No. Listen, we had an episode titled Jameson Taillon is hurting the Chicago Cubs. You don't want to know why? He was.
Right.
Now he's been excellent.
Right.
Why in spite of Stroman, Smiley, Hendricks, Steele's probably going to get a breather next week, by the way, Sam. Taillon has been great.
Wait, what?
I think Steele will be skipped soon.
Really?
Against an inferior opponent. Yeah, I had that thought today.
Do you have any intel on that? Or
no, I wish.
Oh, okay. And then by the way, can we just talk about the other element of these close games? You have to get a little bit of luck. 8th inning, Merriweather comes in, gives up a rocket single, gets I think it was Navarez on a pop out. Alvarez comes in, pinch hit, just hits an absolute missile to right field. It's right at Tauchman. And then for some inexplicable reason, maybe Leiter Jr. was down because I was expecting him. Remember, it was the 8th inning. Yeah, because you had Nimmo, McNeil, Lindor, 3 straight guys that Leiter could face lefty, and he wasn't even getting loose. So, I was having a field day with that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And Nimmo gets a base hit, and then McNeil hits a ball hard. I mean, that inning felt like that they should have scored, right?
Yes.
So you have a little bit of luck that goes your way. And that's part of winning close games. And, I tweeted it out. 2-2 game going into the 8th, a month and a half, 2 months ago, always felt like a loss. And it just feels different now.
Of course.
And I just can't say, I can't say enough about these 4 names. Bellinger, Taillon, Tauchman, Alzolay.
Yeah, Alzolay closed Tuesday's game with his Alzolay flair.
Breaking news, it's 6-3 Colorado.
I just saw that.
So, you know what I mean?
As he induced former Cub forehand Daniel Vogelbach to bounce.
Let's go. Yeah, no, we're celebrating pizza tonight.
Oh, wow. Bellinger, remember when he had a video game type July?
Yeah,
how about this for his first 8 games in August, including tonight?
No,
he's 15 for 30.
No, it's what's happening.
And that's just batting average.
Yeah, and coming into tonight, Tauchman was 375.
I have that as well. Yes, I have that as well for next segment. Because we're inexplicably not going to play him Wednesday.
No, if they don't play him, you could do a solo. But
perhaps that's a segue soon.
But the Bellinger thing, just real quick.
Oh, no, it doesn't have to be quick. He's a star.
It's out of this world. Ross actually had a really funny quote today. I don't know if you caught it.
No, not yet.
It was something like, all right, like what's going on with Bellinger and like how
Okay.
do you explain this? And one of his, he did a couple things. Then he goes, and last, it's something about that Cubs uniform. He'll have to stick around or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. And then Jed said something similar last week.
Yeah, so I got a funny smirk out of that.
Good.
Anyway,
Good. Well, I think we'll break down Wednesday's game when talking about the right fielder supposedly returning for that contest.
well, the backup right
But
fielder.
before that, I do think Tuesday's victory was important after losing big Monday, Sam.
It was a huge game.
It had to even up the series. You had that off day Thursday coming up. So the significance of this was big. And I'm not going to dismiss significance game to game because that's the situation the Cubs are in. And yes, they put themselves in that spot, but all of these are important. And there's 48 games left now, and the stakes are higher. There's no other way to put that. It's exciting. I don't know how much you sat for this game. I can't imagine it was much.
No.
And this is what we do it for.
I typically like to go to the gym in the morning.
Okay.
Right.
I don't. When did you start doing that?
I would say over like
the summer.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I shouldn't say I like it, but I typically do it.
Right.
I avoid the cardio aspect of it now because I get it in during the games.
Yeah, yeah.
I just walk the whole game.
Right.
I can't stop moving.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that while you're watching the game, God bless you.
Right.
Because this is, I mean, when that,
this is the good stuff.
And by the way, the load of negativity, I'm going to start like blasting people on Twitter that are just trolls.
It's your account
that just starts saying, 2-0, you over. Some people say I'm too negative. Then this guy goes, hey, you overhyped them. They stink. They're going to be 500 in a week.
What?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Because they were down 2-0 to Pete Alonso, who might as well be the greatest hitter in history against the Cubs. I mean, my God.
Correct. Yeah.
No, let's just bask in a 1-1. There's just 1-run victories for me. It just hits different. Just hits different.
Right. That's fantastic. Well, coming up next, we are going to preview Wednesday's game, Hendricks versus Peterson. But could Mike Tauchman actually not start that ball game? We'll explain why right after this.
No, we won't.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bird Dogs. Bird Dogs is the way to go this summer. Still have a good chunk of summer left, and Bird Dogs stretch khaki shorts are designed to fit slimmer through the thigh and leg, giving you a truly sculpted look. Also, Bird Dogs pants are exactly the same way. Lululemon, but fit way better. They fit way better than regular shorts that are made of a stiff, restricting cotton. And they have an inventive cloud knit fabric that looks just like khaki, but stretches so you can get plenty of room, and an anti-stink sweat wicking fabric as well to keep you cool and dry all day long. birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB or enter promo code LockedOnMLB for a free white tech hat with your order. They just sent me one of these recently. There it is right there, the white tech hat. And you can get that right now with your order as well. birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB or promo code LockedOnMLB for a free white tech hat. You won't want to take your Bird Dogs off. We promise you. The Cubs play the Mets at 6:10 p.m. Central Wednesday, and you can listen to every pitch with the Cubs hometown broadcast on Sirius XM. On the SXM app, search Cubs or tune in to channel 844 and catch the Cubs all season long on Sirius XM. Manager David Ross reported before Tuesday's game that Seiya Suzuki would return to the lineup on Wednesday. This is against the lefty David Peterson, but as we talked about earlier this week on the show, we thought maybe the whole week would be off for the Japanese right fielder, and I guess that's not true, as he's going to return Wednesday. There's all sorts of time frames, Sam, you could cherry pick, but I'm going to be nice and just do second half splits. That's his last 20 games. He's slashing 215, 276, 342 with 25 strikeouts and 87 plate appearances. It'd be one thing if he was working on things in between, a struggling player, but you have clearly a better player that should be out there instead.
If Suzuki plays,
how do you not play the better player?
Matt, if Suzuki plays on Wednesday and it's for Madrigal and Candelario moves to third, Belly first, Tauchman center, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
If he plays in front of Tauchman, I'll just read you some of my own stats.
Yeah,
How's
please,
that?
please, yeah.
I'm just going to read you exclusively
Rockies up 7-3 going to bottom of the 10th.
I'm just going to read you exclusively versus lefties.
Yeah, that's what we need, right?
Mike Tauchman, 270, 372, 405, 778 OPS. Seiya Suzuki versus lefties, 260, 319, 385 for a 704 OPS. And here's the kicker, Mateo.
Okay.
Suzuki now has a lower OPS versus lefties than he does righties. So why is he even exclusively playing versus lefties?
I have no idea.
If he plays in front of Madrigal to get him some confidence, hit him eighth, let him play right, let Candelario play third, because I still think Seiya Suzuki overall is probably a better hitter than Nick Madrigal versus a lefty. So fine.
Okay.
Bellinger first base, Tauchman center, Seiya right, Candelario third. If it is in place of Michael Tauchman and that lineup gets released at about 3:30, 4 p.m. on Wednesday?
Probably even closer to 3.
I'm not going to make a joke, open threat. I'm being serious. I truly think I may go on Twitter and maybe have the rant of the century. It makes no sense. And by the way, you were at the game. Tauchman laces the ball against lefties.
There's not any sort of apparent difference him hitting against lefties than righties. There's just not.
And I want to make it clear again. If he's in the lineup for Madrigal or Morel, by the way, he could DH for Morel. I'm fine with either of those things.
Okay, maybe Morel doesn't play then Wednesday.
If he's in the lineup for Tauchman, that is fundamentally reprehensible.
Well, we should.
Oh. And everybody from the president of the team down to the guy who packs everybody's bags to travel with should be held accountable.
Well, we should do like an emergency episode if that happened.
Yeah, and I don't care, by the way, if he hits 4 homers. It's still not right.
Right. Well, no, that's after the fact.
But my hunch is he's not going to sit Tauchman. My hunch is he's going to get it. He's going to get it right. It'll be Morel or Madrigal that sit. How could you sit a guy that's the second best hitter on the team right now?
I think you probably sit Morel so Madrigal could play third with Hendricks pitching.
Right.
But Candelario at third, Bellinger at first could work too.
Yeah, Candelario's not a bad, who says Nick Madrigal's a better defensive third baseman than Candelario? The stats say that
they're about similar.
Yeah, and Bellinger's a way better first baseman than Candelario, so you're just losing Bellinger in center for a game. And like you said, with Hendricks pitching, usually the infield, you want to do more work anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want Tauchman leading off.
Yeah, I think the time has come for that. If they're truly trying to win every game, like Ross says, he should lead off against lefties.
48 games.
For now.
He should lead off at least 47 of them.
Right.
He is one of the backbones of this club.
Oh, no doubt about it, player. Come on.
Oh boy.
I would like to get a bobblehead of his.
No, I'll be getting something of his.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what it is, but something.
And there was early concerns with him defensively. He's been fine out there.
Fine. Fine. He won him a game.
He's made highlight reel catches.
Yeah. He's not as good as Bellinger in center, but as a right fielder, I would say I would think he's above average. I don't have the metrics on that.
And he had that assist on Sunday.
Yeah,
but I just wanted to point that out.
No, I agree.
And not only is it not apparent that Tauchman still does well against lefties, he actually is excelling based on the numbers you gave.
He's excelling against everybody.
Right, exactly. regardless of handedness.
And the team is excelling with him in the lineup. And
you still got to do win-loss record with him leading off. I think it's pretty much since June 9th.
And by the way, Bellinger should be hitting third. He shouldn't be hitting cleanup.
Or second.
Right.
Yeah. The best hitters should hit second.
Yeah. No.
What are we thinking about Hendricks for a bounce-back outing then against the Metropolitans?
Yeah, I hope it's better. Remember, I think he faced the Mets. Was it his first start back? Yeah, it was his first start back.
Yes,
it went okay. May. It went all right.
Yeah.
Kyle's Kyle. This is a big start for him.
Right.
It's a much better matchup, obviously, than Atlanta. Can he keep the ball? I mean, with Kyle, so if he keeps the ball in the park, he's going to be fine. So if he could do that, pitch around Alonso, this lineup, it's top heavy. Once you get through Nimmo, McNeil, Lindor, Alonso, and then maybe Alvarez, 6, 7, 8, 9 is brutal. You could really get them to expand their zone, get them to be aggressive. So if he could just weave around that, he should be fine. And I think the Cubs will, the Cubs haven't been awesome versus lefties lately. Peterson is not a good one, with all due respect. So hopefully they could, really hit him.
To finish off, we're going to promo some Locked On Power Rankings that we as a network put out Tuesday and give you a official standings check as the Brewers game is about to go final. Stay tuned. Today's episode is brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper is a fantasy sports and real money gaming app focused on bringing people together through sports and gaming. Sleeper has become the fastest organically growing fantasy platform in the world with over 5 million active users in 2022 alone. At Sleeper, it's not just about sports, it's about building personal connections and lasting memories. Sleeper is now offering up to 100 times payout for up to 8 pick contests. Choose as many as 8 players that you like and pick more or less on your favorite baseball stats like home runs, strikeouts, hits, and more. Use promo code LOCKEDON and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 30 states. Check out Sleeper today. We're back. Final couple minutes here on Locked On Cubs, Sam, and I believe we could get our standings check ready to go. And before we do that, the Cubs are 12th on the Locked On Power Rankings. We haven't done one of these in a while. The host of all the channels, 30 of them in all, with all the MLB teams. Vote on these, and you see the 3 central teams, one after the other, with the Cubs 12th. Cubs are also around 12th in other publications as well. And so there you go. Just wanted to promo the network really right there.
I think the Cubs are a better team than Milwaukee. And I think the Cubs are a better team than Seattle. And I think the Cubs are a better team than the Giants.
Wow. So you would have them 9th.
Say it one more time. I think the Cubs are a better team than Milwaukee. I think the Cubs are a better team than Seattle. And I think the Cubs are a better team than the Giants.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Always enjoy doing the program with you.
Everybody with these. Hey, remember before?
I remember the power rankings in the winter. Trust me.
Remember during the winter when we had to overreact, and remember when I took them over 75.5? Remember? Oh my gosh! Somebody has the Cubs 23rd. Guess what? That person, I'm not even going to say.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
And I will say, we were off air, I believe, reviewing some of the darker episodes.
Yeah.
There were. I don't know if we want to list them on air or not.
No, do whatever you want to do. It's your
show.
show.
the mid-May against the Astros.
Yeah.
July 3rd against the Brewers.
Well, that mid-May against the Astros is when I kind of was done. July 3rd.
No. I actually.
It was against the Angels when it was for me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, folks. Yeah. June 6th is really the episode to go back to.
Yeah. And for you, July 3rd is when off the air you really were checked out, because I remember the next day was July 4th and we were at an event together. Yes. and they won and you kind of were just like, whatever, dude. Correct. You know what I mean? No, and listen, I was the same way. Mine was like double, because there was It was June 6th or whatever that was against the
June
Angels.
6th.
And then they swept Pittsburgh, and I kind of got back on my high horse. And then I never like did another official throw in because it's like, what would be the point of that? But like after they lost that game to the Nationals at home to start the second half 1-3, that was for me. I was like, man, I really thought, because I really did think they were going to make a run in the second half. I just thought it was going to be quick. And then the crazy thing is that one pitch to what's his name, Burleson, really felt like it just swung everything. They stole that game. Great comeback Saturday, blowout Sunday, pale host Tuesday, pale host Wednesday, the Tauchman play Friday, the ejection from Michaelis Thursday. It just all started happening.
Yeah, no, it's a great summation of what's happened. It's almost surreal to think about and reflect on, but I'm thankful, and it's really a good place that they're in now, and what a ride it's been. So, and Cubs Mets Wednesday.
Can I say one more thing? Let me say one more thing before I know you got a busy schedule.
Stop it. I'm not doing anything after this.
Oh no, it's 3 in the morning. No, I'm joking. Guys, remember, you're going to look at the standings when you wake up on Wednesday morning, and it's going to say Cubs 1.5 back. And I got to get back to doing my my baseball golf stuff, but this is different. They're dropping games, the Brewers, that is, to the Rockies and Pirates while we're checking wins off our schedule that shouldn't be wins. If we somehow end this week within 2 games after playing the Braves, and I know the Mets aren't great, but they're better than Colorado at home, and then going up north of the border, folks, Sox, Royals, Pirates, Tigers for 10, that could be 8 wins, and you're going to be a first place club before you know it. So miss me with that. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Wow, you're really dressed up for this show.
I love it, man.
You got like a black polo. Is everybody okay? You're wearing a lot of black.
Yeah.
Black headphones, black microphone, black polo.
I always have
black headphones, black mic, black. Man, I hope everyone's all right.
Well, I've had the same mic and headphones my whole career.
I'll see your dad Friday, so I'll check with him. But hopefully everything's good. You know,
I had this headphone and mic our whole podcast.
Yeah, I know. It's just with that black shirt. It's just a lot of black. But you know, hey, to each his own.
We gotta get.
They say it makes you look thinner. So
we gotta get going, folks. Please tune into the show. All 5 episodes throughout the week. If you do that, we have a term for you here. Every dayer. Okay, every dayers. Check us out each and every weekday. We would love for you to get on board with that as well. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for Locked On Cubs on YouTube and smash the like button for the algorithm. You better believe more people are Google searching, YouTube searching Chicago Cubs, Cubs podcast, Cubs show. We want to be the first thing that pops up. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast on the audio side, and streaming on SiriusXM. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.